Hey everyone, Bruce Marvel here from the Marvel of Horror, where we talk all things past, present, and future as they pertain to the horror genre. And on this episode, my good friend Josh and I discuss some current movies that have come out that use practical effects in movies. Robert Eggers' Nosferatu, The Substance, both great movies that use practical effects versus CGI, and we hope that ushers in a new age with future horror movies coming out. So as always, watch us on YouTube at the Marvel of Horror podcast. Listen to us on anywhere you get your podcast, Spotify. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and as always, enjoy the show. Thank you for your time. Today, we welcome a great friend to the Marvel family, Josh Yoder. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So, real quick, and then like I said, we probably talked like a million times, but dude, what is your first experience with the horror genre? What got you being a fan?
So I think one of the defining experiences and kind of what led me down like the horror road is I think like every guy maybe around our age in like the 30s to 40s age range, I found myself in the section I shouldn't have been in the in the VHS store, California Video.
Yes.
And there's I always would gravitate to this one VHS, which was his name is Fish, but I don't know if he has an official name, but the Fish Ghoulie from the Ghoulies coming out of the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just kind of staring at that VHS constantly. And it was just such an evocative image. And it's just this little rubber monster coming out of this toilet with and I think that really kind of kick-started my love for the macabre and weird little creatures. And my first comic book was Spawn.
Yes.
I remember I was in kindergarten and the teacher caught me reading it. And she calls my dad and she goes, "Have we caught your son reading some not so great things in school?" My dad goes, "He was reading, right?" And then hangs up the phone.
That's an awesome story. Oh man, dude, it's crazy that you mentioned Ghoulies because so when I'm 43. When I was really young, we lived off of Scott Street in Wilmington, and there was like this little corner video shop. I'll never forget it because we rented, the first time I saw Three Amigos, we rented Three Amigos and we rented Little Shop of Horrors, like the Rick Moranis one, right? And yeah, they always had that's how long ago this store was. And we walked to it, like my dad would walk us and we would rent something. And yeah, the poster for Ghoulies was always hanging up and it always scared the shit. It always literally scared me.
Yeah.
I'd have to go in, I didn't want to look at the one side.
Yep.
And it was a real little tiny. It reminded me of the video store like Randall worked at, Clerks.
Yep.
It just had the big ugly plastic. It was, and then Pathmark had like rental. So then we never went back to it. But Ghoulies, man. I'm waiting for a Ghoulies vs. Critters movie.
That would be amazing.
I think only guys like you and me would see it.
It's true. I think Full Moon has a whole entire subscriber base that would be completely down for it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Full Moon, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Come on, this is a big opportunity you're missing. Stop making Puppet Master. Take a break from making those Puppet Master movies and jump on this, please.
Yeah. Stop making right now Evil Bong versus Puppet Master, and then make that instead.
That's real?
I don't know. They did what they do. Evil Toys versus the Puppet Master, I think.
I don't know. I stopped watching. I haven't seen a Puppet Master movie past I think the second one.
I think you're same here.
Yeah. Okay. Like the Puppet Master movies to me are like the Amityville movies. If you look at how many there are, it's just
it's too many.
It's
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know.
How many fucking times? I don't know. But dude, so what do your big thing is special effects?
I love special effects. I love weird little creatures. Anything. I'm a big camp guy. I'm a lot of what I gravitate towards is just like the trauma stuff, like
Yeah.
anything with slime and just gallons of blood, but like that, like almost like that giallo, like high contrast blood.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be very popular in that like late 70s era.
Oh yeah.
I love that. If the blood looks like semi like neon pink, that's cool to me. Like I'm already gonna watch it. You already got me.
You remember, like talking to you, like while you were talking the whole time, like I was just thinking of like The Gate. You remember The Gate?
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I watch it every Halloween.
Young
like
Steven
literally,
Dorff?
Yeah, dude. Yep. I think like yeah, I try to watch it every October 1st. Like that's how I kick off Halloween season.
Okay.
Like yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that.
No, like I said, the whole time you were talking, and like I said, we probably talked. You probably said that like so many times, like us talking the past couple of years and like off camera and stuff. But like yeah, that's the first thing I thought of was like as you were like describing all that was like The Gate. I was like yeah, because The Gate and it like. What's the one scene where like isn't he like he's like crushing the like one person's head, it's just like turning green and like disgusting. And it's just like there's like smoke and there shouldn't be like there's like every time like the green shit's like coming down, like it's misting too. It's like real gross.
It's the weird zombie dude who lives in the wall. Which like wasn't meant. Oh no, it's because I think in the beginning Terry jokes about like the living in the wall, his buddy, and then that fear manifests, and then that's when they end up. Because I always forget, like they always felt non sequitur to me, and then you think about later they were talking about like this fake legend about the dude living in the wall. Yeah, it comes up like it just comes up like in passing. Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's like there, and like I remember seeing that as a kid, and when the farmer guy like falls to the floor and turns into all like those little minions, that used to scare like the shit out of me. That and like the scene where his what's it like? He thinks it's his parents, right? His parents come back. It's like you burn, attack him, and I think one of them like their face does like the whole melt, turn into green Jello liquid shit too. Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it. That. And the eyeball and the hand scene, that always grossed me out. You had to stab it. That movie had so like many like great memorable, like effects. And, even just like at like I think the start when things get crazy, that light as a feather scene where he starts floating and then the Stephen Dorff gets all mad. Oh yeah, he gets really mad. He gets really pissed. I think like they definitely played like on like the fears of being a kid, and especially like during that time too. Like when you think about, because these movies are all these movies are tongue in cheek, but I think there's always some little social commentary in there. Oh yeah. I mean the whole satanic panic stuff. I was just thinking, just getting ready to say that the satanic panic, and like that was, I don't know which year, and I could be wrong, but what was it like that? I almost feel like The Gate was right around the same time. Like, was it Judas Priest who got in trouble for like it was Judas Priest and I think Ozzy for Suicide Solution who got in trouble for like this subliminal messaging and metal music and like playing the shit backwards and stuff. I was like, yeah, that's all that stuff is like in that movie. Yeah, and it's such like a sign of the times, and it's like I wonder if the metal bands like I want to say like the metal band that has like the ritual in it. That I don't know. That's got to be based off like Morbid Angel or somebody. Oh, it has to be. It has to be. Yeah. I was like, that's got to be like that guy's got to be like, okay, Morbid Angel or Slayer. It's got to be something like that. This band would have like this shit. Like you go to Rainbow Records and buy like a vinyl that can summon the Gate to Hell. That was 80s. Yeah, I think the director actually might have been he had a relation. I don't know if he was in the band to the band The Dwarves. Okay. So I don't know, like I know there's some like loose relation there. Oh, sweet. Yeah, but that's definitely a classic. And then I think a lot of that melting and like practical effects stuff goes back to like one of my favorite like old like 1970s movies is Devil's Reign. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's like, I feel like around that time is when people really started to like the general public started, because you had big names in that, right? Like you had William Shatner in there, you know?
Yeah, especially that time. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's when I feel like, I don't know, like gore started to be kind of a little okay, at least for a little bit, and then it wasn't again.
Then it wasn't, and now it's like, I think now it's certainly coming back. I think, like, you know what I mean? I think gore, it's like, if you would have told me in 1992, like when Army of Darkness was like coming out, that like in 2020, 2024, they're gonna be fiending to make Evil Dead movies like every 2 years, I'd be like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Now it's like, nah, Evil Dead Rise came out, it was huge. Now they're already planning like 2 more Evil Dead movies, and that's like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, there's so much. I mean, I watched Abigail a couple months ago, and it was just like, vampires just like blowing up with blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Like, you brought up trauma. Like, we got a Toxic Avenger remake coming out in August. Like Peter Dinklage is in it. Like, there's all like these big names in it.
Yeah. They had the new Street Trash, I think, was in Cannes. Don't quote me, but I feel like the new Street Trash made the rounds in like the film festivals.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's I think it did.
Yeah. Abigail was another, like, that one was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty gory. And then I was actually talking to Leah. I saw Substance. And I never thought, like, Demi Moore. Like, I would be like, like that was.
That's a great. Oh man, I'm glad you brought that up, because the Substance. I don't know if it won or not, but it was what? No, I think Demi Moore did win a Globe or an Emmy, right?
Yeah, she won something for it. I don't remember. I don't really follow it, but you're right. She did win something for it.
Yeah, it was like a Globe, or like it was either I try to remember. I think that it's Emmys. Emmys are for like the shows.
Yeah, maybe.
Or Golden Globes are like.
What's Oscar? Was it an Oscar?
Oscars the movies, but I think they haven't had. I think they were still in the race for the Oscars. Okay. But this was recent. But the Substance and like Demi Moore like won big.
Yeah.
And that's a total like. Oh man, that's a total gore fest movie.
Yeah, and
it's great.
They use practical effects.
Practical effects.
Like the body was all practical effects, and there's so many great homages. Like, there's that scene where she takes the syringe and the green liquid, very Reanimator.
Yeah. Time.
And then there's that weird pattern on the floor that's very reminiscent of The Shining, and then the blood coming out of when she opens the door.
There were so many. Like, I was watching it and I was like, oh my god, this guy, like you said, it's a who's who of like, it's a who's who, like there was so much Cronenberg stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. And like I said, it was a great movie. It was done really well. And again, like you said, practical effects. I think it was like a year or so ago, a buddy of mine was on the show and we were talking about my buddy Andy from Clam Fight. Awesome fucking band, by the way, if you've ever heard them. Guys from like PA and Philly, kick ass. We were talking about Evil Dead Rise, and we were talking about when I asked him to come on the show, he was talking. I was like, "What do you want to do?" And he's like, "I don't know, Critters 3." And I thought he was kidding, but then I like, oh man, I think he's serious. So I went and I watched Critters 3.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen Critters 3, and I got ready for now. I was like, oh wow, they did the whole apartment thing better than Evil Dead Rise did. That's an earlier episode if you ever want to go back and check it out. But anyway, he brought up a really good point. I have a feeling you're going to say the same. It's like, take the money out of horror movies and they'll get better. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know how much money the Substance like really cost to make. Like, it probably costs more to hire Demi Moore and Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid. I forget which brother was in which Quaid is who.
I think it's Dennis.
Dennis, yeah. Is Randy this like crazy one?
Yeah. He's Uncle Eddie, right?
Yeah, I think so. So Dennis Quaid. It probably cost more money to have them in the movie than it did like half the special effects.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was like you said, it was brilliant.
Yeah, and brutal.
It was brilliant, brutal, and again, like you said, as far as like the gore stuff being accepted now, I mean, it's winning. It's being nominated for like major awards.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking today, I was getting ready for the show. I was like, and again, that stuff wasn't talked about. Like, right, and the people on TikTok are all talking about the new Nosferatu movie.
Yeah.
Bill Skarsgård's member is a big discussion on TikTok.
Yeah,
it's
full undead vampire infernal.
Yep, and everyone's talking about it, and it's cool but the conversations around there's prosthetic, and I think that's really important. Like, when I was in like high school, I would just go to the comic book store and I was get my Hellboy comics and stuff. Shout out to Magnola. And then I would always stop by the Fangoria, just look at what the Fangoria's got going on. And me and this Juggalo guy would always end up looking at the same time. And
not Dark Carnival.
Well, we became friends over our love for horror. And I'd be going through it, looking at old Rick Baker stuff and Tom Savini stuff, and like those names were pretty well whispered, like even among like, I'm gonna like adjust my glasses, hobbyist horror fans, but they were, like people knew who those guys were.
Oh yeah, big time.
And like nowadays, like you don't really like hear like names like Wayne Jardu or anything mentioned within the horror space. I mean, he does more creature effects. But it like you would think that how big everything is and how the world's connected, there are those people out there making constant stuff, and you're starting to see more of it. But we don't get those like star like creators.
No, yeah, it's like, and to me, it's almost like that's how. The whole special effects thing, like with Savini and all that stuff, like these guys were looked at as like artists. Like these guys are artists. Like these guys, this is like a style. This is like, and it's like, now it's almost like the Marvel movies. Okay, I always go back to them, not because like, it's so much CGI, right? Does anyone know, like, oh yeah, so-and-so, man, he worked CGI on that movie? Like, it's so it's so lost in the sauce. It's not, like, distinct, or there's nothing, it's like bands, when bands all sound the same. It's like, you don't know who the guitar player is, because there's no style to it, you don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
When there's like a style to it, and it's special, and it's like, you can tell it's like someone's, like, artistic fingerprint, like you pay more attention, you want to know who that person is. Like, yeah, and I think that's something that's super lost.
Yeah,
super lost. Like, I don't even think I think special effects, like, they always get like snubbed at like Oscars and like big award ceremonies, and it's like, man, that makes, again, like, we'll go back to the substance, like, that shit matters.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a big deal. That was a big part of that movie. And it was like, oh man, anytime when I was watching the substance, I was just like, 3/4 of the movie was like this, like,
yeah.
I was on my couch like, like, just completely uncomfortable, because like, it looked so good, it was so gross.
I haven't had that reaction, I think, since like Videodrome. Like you mentioned Cronenberg, a lot of that I think was an homage to Videodrome in a lot of ways.
Big time.
They had kind of a similar like, Behold the New Flesh, and they had a similar message.
Yeah, it's been a while since I watched Videodrome, but I think I can totally see that. I think a lot of people in the horror genre, as far as like Hollywood's concerned, are getting the memo, and they're going back, and they can see, I mean, like, we're gonna talk about the new Nosferatu movie. Incredible film if you haven't seen it. I'm pretty, like, this was a couple weeks ago when it was still, so right now in the timeline of things, because we never know when these episodes are coming out, I think the 2025 Nosferatu's been available for video on demand for like 2 weeks, just about. Before it went to video on demand, I think worldwide it had already grossed close to like somewhere between 134 and 140 million dollars worldwide. This is before it came, you could rent it. This is just theater. tickets. And they're already saying that movie, I think, only cost like $40 million to make.
That's wild.
So it's already made its money back in double before it went to video. Like Robert Eggers is totally going to get a bigger budget for the next movie he makes.
Mm-hmm.
It's you know, and he should. Like the Nosferatu movie is incredible. Everything was practical. Like I said, I think guys, and I think people in the Hollywood sphere like getting the memo. Like you don't need all this money for special effects, and you don't need a lot of CGI either.
No.
And you can make it look incredible. Like CGI, man, it's just, don't get me wrong, a lot of it looks great, and there's just some things you're never going to see without the help of CGI. But if that was a big Hollywood movie, all the rats would have been CGI.
Yeah, which is true.
Right.
And that's and it wouldn't be true to like the old Max Schreck, Nosferatu. I mean, seeing all those rats as when you crawled out, it was that sticks with you.
It's right. It's like it makes the scene more real.
Yeah.
Because you can physically see and tell these are real rats.
Mm-hmm.
It's just simple things like that. Like I'm a big the devil's in the details kind of guy, and yeah, that was. I don't know. If that was like Hollywood's Nosferatu, would have been CGI rats. 4 years after the movie, you could tell they look like shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you seen the new Hellboy?
Yes.
All right, The Crooked Man?
Yes. I loved it too.
That's another great example.
I loved it too.
Dude, it was so close to the chain coffin
Mm-hmm.
that, it was great. Yeah. And to be honest, it was up there.
It was. And you know what? And you're like me, you're a big Hellboy fan. I went into that movie like, man, I don't know, man. I'm gonna try and give it a fair shot,
Same.
but Ron Perlman's Hellboy. But I'm gonna give it a chance. I was like, wow, man. No disrespect to Ron Perlman, because I love those movies, but this guy acts more like Hellboy.
He does.
And he looks great. Like, he looked closer to what Hellboy looks like based on... Like, he looked closer to Mignola's art of Hellboy than to me. Like, he's kind of skinny and stuff like... You know what I mean? Like, no, the Hellboy, The Crooked Man was a fucking awesome movie. And yeah, if it's one of the best Hellboy movies, if not the best. I mean, I'm still kind of partial to Golden Army.
Yeah, same. That's some great special effects in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think when you said, taking the money out of horror, that was the least, that was I would say the least expensive Hellboy movie they've ever made.
It definitely was. That was like the least budget Hellboy movie. And like I said, it's definitely one of the best Hellboy movies, if not the best. I mean, he was like my favorite line in that movie is where he's like, what's he say? He's like, man, gives you the heebie-jeebies. I'm like, I am the heebie-jeebies. I'm like, man, that's so a fucking Hellboy line.
That is
one. That's like, oh man, we do it. So, did you ever see? And I know you probably seen it. Like, speaking of like special effects, like everything, not CGI. Did you ever see The Void?
I loved The Void. Oh my gosh! What a masterclass in cosmic horror.
Yes. Was it 2016?
Mm-hmm, something like that, yeah.
2016. I wish I knew who directed it. I can't remember, but like 2016, The Void. Fucking awesome movie.
Classic, yeah.
It made me want to go watch John Carpenter's The Thing.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
I actually did, because there's that. There's a scene where someone's intestines are doing something they're not supposed to. And that's exactly when you said that's exactly where my thought went back to. It's like, watching that, I think I did go back and watch The Thing.
It's almost like you have to.
You have to.
Oh man, I need to go back and watch it again. But yeah, definitely. For those who haven't seen it, it's Lovecraftian horror and all just handmade special effects, man. All good fucking stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely like as far as like new horror movies, it's like one of like the, I would say it's definitely like the pantheon of like now like must see cosmic horror.
I would definitely say that. I would agree to that. You know, I've never did go real quick because I crossed my mind. And sorry if I lose all of my horror cred here. You know, I've never seen Rabid.
Neither have I.
Really?
No, I've never seen Rabbit either.
I've never seen Cronenberg's Rabid. Always wanted to.
Huge
it's on my list.
I'm a huge Cronenberg fan too. Yeah. Yeah.
What's funny, like, is I went and saw Lee Wannell's The Wolfman recently, and you could tell, like, I don't know. I give it a 5 out of 10. I wasn't really. I wanted to like it, but it's more like. It's more like a guy gets sick. Like they like werewolfism is like more like the guy gets sick, and then takes on like some characteristics of like a wolf man, like if a guy was in the wilderness and was like raised by wolves, like he takes on some of like the characteristics,
okay,
but never really becomes like the wolf man. Like there's no full moon turns him into a wolf man. It's more like he gets infected and he starts turning sick. It actually has like some like the Fly Cronenberg like elements, how he's slowly starting to change, but it's not a werewolf movie.
So it's like they try to make Dawn of the Dead, but like werewolf.
But like like werewolf. It's more like it's almost like if 28 days later.
Oh yeah.
28 days later, but the change isn't like immediate. It's slow, and they get teeth, a little bit of hair, and like crazy eyes, but they don't become like a werewolf.
Yeah. They
take on, you know what I mean? Like they'll, I don't know. It's one of those movies, like I said, it definitely has like some cool suspense building like scenes and stuff like that, but as far as like the special effects, they were all like non like they're all practical effects and stuff like that. And then like the makeup and shit look cool. It's just if you want to see a werewolf movie, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna see it.
See, this might be a controversial opinion, but I love the Benicio del Toro Wolfman.
So did I.
It had such old school Hammer horror vibes to it, you know, with still like throwing back to like the original Wolfman from Universal. I was hooked.
That's the thing, man. Like, I thought that movie was great too.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was awesome. I think if I had one gripe about it, if I had one gripe about the 2010 Wolfman movie, was you're sorry if I sound like a nerd or a snob, but I'm like, can another werewolf kill another werewolf like that? Like without the use of silver?
That's a good question.
That's actually like that. Here's the part where if I had glasses, like, wow, he didn't really kill him with like silver. It kind of takes from the lore already established. But I'm like, but I was kind of like, it's. I mean, I guess it would make sense. Like if you're a werewolf and nothing can kill you except for silver, but maybe another werewolf could too.
Yeah.
You know. But that was like the only gripe I had. It looked fucking great. It was awesome. Like you said, it had all the Hammer vibes, which is why I love, like, I really dug this new Nosferatu movie, because man, it straight had Hammer vibes.
Yeah,
there's even one scene when I believe it's the carriage scene where they're playing the music, and I'm like, man, that sounds exactly like the musical score from the Gorgon.
I love the Gorgon.
Me too, man, dude.
Yep. And
how did we just start being friends like
I don't know.
not that long ago?
And when he walks into the castle, like I know you guys are both a fan of the Tomb of Lygia, like
big
like
time.
when he walks into the castle, that had very much like Tomb of Lygia vibes.
Big time. You can tell, man, Robert Eggers like is a fan of like all those movies, and it's so cool to see it, like all the Corman gothic horrors and the Hammer. He even said, like, in an interview where he pulled a lot from like the Hammer films and stuff, because he loved that stuff growing up. I'm like, you can fucking so tell. Yeah. And it's so cool. It's so fun to watch. No, the new Nosferatu, man. I've seen it twice in the theater. I dug it. Like I had my friend Neil, who I referenced a lot on the show, I saw it. Me and Leela went and seen it. My beautiful wife. We went and seen it like opening night almost, and I watched it, and I really overhyped it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But so at first I was like, yeah, it was cool. Wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be, but it was cool. And then I saw it the second time, and I was like, oh yeah, this movie's a lot better than I was kind of giving it credit. Like a couple days later, I saw it again with my friend Neil. So, and my friend Neil loved it, and he can take it real personal.
Oh no!
You know, I can't wait till he sees this episode. He will one day. He's like, he can take it kind of like, to me. He said he was kidding, but I felt like he was like really mad. So I go to his house. We're getting ready to go see it, and he's like, "So what did you think? Were you like all these motherfuckers online who had a problem with the mustache?" And I'm like, "Nah, I didn't mind the mustache. I read the novel Dracula, and it's like the man has a mustache.
Yeah,
it's thin and white, but this is German. He looked like a German noble.
Yeah,
from back in the day. I didn't mind the mustache was least of my concern." He said, "Oh yeah, fucking people online complaining about the dumbest shit." And I said, and I was like, "Yeah, I really liked the movie. I had maybe 2 gripes about it." And he just kind of looked at me. He's like, "Oh, we don't have to go see it." And he said he was kidding, but I was like, "Nah, dude, I think you're really mad." I was like, "Man, dude, I think you got really upset when I was like, well, easy, man. I liked the movie."
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, I had 2 critiques on it. That's all. And I told him what my critiques were, and he was just kind of like shaking his head, rolling his eyes. I was like, "Why? I like the movie, man." Like he was taking it like really personal if I didn't like the movie.
Yeah.
And he kind of does that sometimes. Like me and him get into at a later date, me and you will discuss it because it'll eat up the whole show. But me and him get into arguments about Marvel's Black Widow all the time.
Not the movie?
The movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I hated that movie.
I wasn't the biggest fan.
I hate it. There's a reason why I hated the movie. And he's kind of like he's one of those guys like, "Man, I don't know why you're gonna let that like ruin the movie. It wasn't that big of a deal." And I'm like, "It was a big deal to me."
Yeah, as comic fans, like if your stuff isn't represented correctly, it almost takes away from like the time you've spent like engaging in the content.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, here's the thing, and we're going off topic. We'll get back to it. My thing is like, if I like a certain character, I understand things got to be changed because how they translate to film. I understand why the Mandarin's not a bad guy in an Iron Man movie because no one's gonna people can buy that he's in like a suit, but no one's gonna buy he's fighting like a wizard with 10 magical rings. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's not gonna translate well. Like I didn't hate Thor because Loki didn't wear the helmet the entire time.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you're gonna ruin a character, like in this case it was Taskmaster.
Yep.
Fucking real problem with you.
Yeah. No. Yep.
But anyway.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But no, me, him, and my friend Tom went and saw it that second time, and I really enjoyed it the second time more, like the film, and like the couple of things I had like gripes about, I kind of like let go, and I was like, nah, man, this is a fucking great movie. I'm really glad like the public likes the movie because I feel like audiences just can't get into period pieces. Is that just me or?
I don't know. I think you might be wrong though, Bruce. People love Downington Abbey. Like.
I stand corrected.
No, like. Sorry, bro. I want to back you up on this, but
no, that's fine.
If you walk into any office space and you're like, anybody watching Downington Abbey, you're gonna get a bunch of people raising their hands.
Really?
They love that ish, dude.
No shit.
Yeah, man, it's huge. I think
put that to the test. I mean, I don't doubt you.
No, yeah. You ask any white woman in her late 30s, she's down for Downington Abbey. She's at least tried to watch it once.
Like I said, I'm gonna put that to the test. That's hilarious to me.
Downington Abbey. But like I think where you might be right is gothic horror.
Yeah.
I think gothic horror is hard for today's audiences to grasp.
Which is a shame because
Yeah.
it's so good. But tell me, because I haven't even really had a chance to talk to you about the new Nosferatu, so tell me what you think.
So I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it. I thought the acting was spectacular, the effects were spectacular, the homages spectacular. For me, I found myself asking one question: why did they choose Nosferatu? Right? Because I'm a huge fan of the original film. You know, as anyone gets the chance to watch the typo negative score,
Yeah.
that's freaking righteous. You know?
Yes, it is. Oh man, that I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
My friend, who I'm trying to get on the show, Kristen, we went over to her house one night years ago and we watched it, and I was like, "This is fucking amazing! Oh my god, thank the person who thought of this. This is fantastic."
Yeah. You know, and then of course I liked Shadow of the Vampire. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
It's one of those films my parents were watching as a kid, and I stopped and watched it with them. And I just thought, you know, the idea of the whole idea of him being a real vampire, I think, was really pretty cool.
It was cool. I know, like I said, it was actually talk about a cast. I mean, I was you know, decked out cast in that movie too.
Yeah. And then of course, you know, I love, you know, Salem's Lot. You know, awesome book. You know,
I love Salem's Lot.
And so like I love I like the look of Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I do. And to me, you know, I kind of had to get past myself when I went to see it with my wife on Christmas, and I didn't do any research ahead of time. I wanted to be surprised.
Yeah.
She already had. So, you know, it was popping off. I don't do the ticks and the talks, but you know, she's all about it. She's all about it. So he had already seen like all the memes and stuff about it, right? So I go in there and I'm like, yeah, so I kept asking myself, like, why did they call it Nosferatu? You know, if they didn't, you know, I wanted to see the big pointy ears and the, you know, or I would have wished they would have kept him in the dark the whole time and like maybe had him pop out.
Yeah.
You know, like, and my other gripe was too, like, it kind of goes along with it. You know, it didn't really ever feel like they were in Germany. It just kind of felt like England with just like Germany ripped off. You know, I was waiting for like the big hats,
Yeah.
you know, the big furry hats, or maybe I would have liked people to have maybe a German cadence or a cadence to them, or just see people eating bratwurst, you know, and like, or schnitzel and stuff, you know, like it never really felt like they were in Germany. It always just felt like they were in Carfax Abbey.
Yeah.
I found myself even correcting them and being like, you mean Carfax Abbey, right? Oh no, that's the different, you know, that's the not Carfax Abbey they're talking about. And you know, and that's my own. I realize those are very me personal, right? There's not a reflection on the film. You know, the actors did a great job. Everybody, you know, everything was brilliant about it. It was just like I had to get beside myself for a second and be like, all right, Josh, you know.
Yeah. Well, so my two gripes of the film, and this goes along with what you're saying too. These are like personal to me. This isn't like a reflection on the film. Like as far as the film, like I thought everything was like done well. And it looked great, and everybody, like you said, the acting, everybody did a great job. Everything looked awesome. There was a couple like things I was asking about the story, which at the end of the day I really don't mind. Like how they kind of gave Depp and Scar and the vampires like character like a backstory before like the actual film really got started, like basically giving them a past when in Nosferatu they really didn't have one, like establishing like this connection between them, where like I said they really didn't have that in Nosferatu. It was more just like, okay, he's going to England anyway. He sees the locket picture and he becomes like, okay, I'm obsessed with this woman. That's what I'm gonna kind of go after when I get there. Like I was kind of like I guess what I'm trying to say is the whole romanticism with like vampire and the prey of the vampire I'm kind of over, and it seems like they still kind of like established that in this movie. But like I said, it didn't make me hate the film. I was like, all right, you know, I'm gonna get the film's so good. I'm just gonna get, and their characters and everything's so great, and that ending scene was so incredible.
Yeah,
I can look past it, so it didn't really get on my nerves too much. But the my things about it that were personal to me was I thought Skarsgård was more effective when he spoke in German, and I wish they would have kept him speaking German the entire movie. Like when he kind of goes on, it wasn't bad when he meets this movie. Like it's not Harker, but Nicholas Holt's character. When they're talking in the castle, like I didn't mind that. But when he's going on with with long dialogue in English, it kind of it started kind of like losing it for me. Like I think it sounded cooler when he was talking in German. Like the whole like when he's telling Lily Depp's character like he's gonna come for she has 3 nights basically to decide and like I thought that whole thing would have been better if he just spoke in German the entire time. And this is more just because I'm like a new dad. I didn't really care for like him killing the daughter scene.
Yeah.
That kind of like it's like that's something too. I feel like in the last couple of years, showing kids death on camera is starting to be like you're starting to see it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's more acceptable, and I don't really. And again, this is a new dad talking, so
I felt it too.
You know, right? It's like
yeah.
I just feel like that was like it's almost like we're talking comic. It's like throwing like a death in comics. It's like did you throw the death of so and so in the comic because it progressed the story, or you're out of ideas? You got like a cheap cheap shock kind of thing to throw in there.
Yeah.
I felt like that was thrown in there because, and like me and my friend Neil were like, Art's like, no, it's you don't get it. They had to put that in there to show how evil he was and blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, he seemed pretty evil to me already, but all right, I'll take it. It's new dad talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only real gripes I had about the movie.
I think it's a problem we're gonna find, and for those who don't know, Leela and I both work for a marketing firm. So I get to hear all the things. We get to hear all the things about like buzzwords and things. Like she does the art, I do IT. So we're not really connected to that, but what makes people tick is like a huge thing about like how people market things, right? And I think when it comes to which things I didn't really think about that until I started working in the design space, because I was always in like dusty basements writing code. So, but one thing it's got me thinking now when I watch films is what algorithms were people looking at when they made these films, and I think a lot of times when people make films nowadays, and I think there's an algorithm. They run all this stuff through a computer. Like there's a nerd behind there who's seeing what makes people tick and what things people are going to want to talk about. So I think trigger ticks are something that we're seeing a lot because they're spanning. Hey, what freaks people out? They're going to get to talk about because it's causing conversation.
Yeah.
Right. You and me are talking about this right now.
Yeah.
Because it disturbed you, right? And I think when it came, back in like the days of like trash cinema and stuff, I don't think those things were to necessarily to cause buzz is in the far of like hype, but just because someone just had a really effed up idea, or there was buzz to cause the hype, but that was like their only mass marketing thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like the barf bags, like from the old creep shows, like those are I love those as marketing gimmicks. So I guess I'm kind of talking myself into a corner. Perhaps it's always been part of horror is the trigger factor or the trigger ticking, but I think now it's probably just more algorithmic.
Yeah, and I think that's so crazy that you like I never thought about it like that, and like now that you say, I'm like that makes tons of sense, and you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I think you're definitely onto something, and it's almost like I get it from like a business point of view, but I'm almost but I'm over here too like, well, in the 80s, where I think the 80s could arguably be like the best decade for movies.
100%.
out of any decade. Again, like I said, I'm biased, but I think you could make that argument.
Mm-hmm.
You and I probably grew up on movies where you could put the kids in peril and still create the same amount of like suspense and edge of your seat and storytelling without really having to go there. And they used to do that.
Oh my gosh. Death and Spawn. Death and Spawn.
Well, we're gonna like when we talk about the next depending on how long we got you, because we're gonna talk TerrorVision.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And we won't talk about how that movie ends yet, but I mean that's, and again, that you off camera stuff. But that movie was like based off like a lot of that movie's based off like a child being in peril, and that was it. Like, I mean, Monster Squad. If you saw Monster Squad today, okay, like the big scene in Monster Squad, like Dracula grabs Phoebe, and he's got this child who is doing such a great job acting terrified as you should be. Mm-hmm. He's got her held up by one hand in front of her mom and dad. They're freaking out at this big scene, and he's getting ready to do something horrible. And at the last minute, she gets saved. Great. If you made Monster Squad today, Dracula would have killed that little girl.
Oh yeah,
in the movie.
You're not wrong.
And they would have showed it, and someone would be like, "Oh yeah, but you know that's why that had to be in there because that's what motivates the brother to revenge his sister and da 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 da." And it's like, yeah, okay, man, but you could still create the same amount of like, oh no, which is what a movie's supposed to do. It's supposed to be a roller coaster,
yeah,
right? I feel like they just don't do that now. I feel like it's just that show the dog mauling the kid.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna get more people. It's gonna get more people talking.
I think I might be wrong, but I think it's the same director who did RoboCop 3. I think it is, and
RoboCop 3.
Yeah, and I think that proves something kind of interesting about some of those more independent, the directors who didn't do the big budget movies, right? Mm. Now I think the algorithm, right, is so like anyone can access like that kind of data because it's out there. So back when we were watching, back in the 80s and stuff, only big budget people really cared about that stuff, right? They only cared about ticking those boxes. I think when you made movies for moderately a lot of money, or like, for very little money, you kind of just did what you wanted. I mean, RoboCop 3 is a great example of that, right? I mean, you had ninjas, like flying around. I mean, it's like a fever dream if you were to think about that today, because you think about that, someone wouldn't want to like there are certain things in some of those films, like back in that day, a lot of the canon ones, that you're like, somebody just made this because it was an idea and no one reeled them back. And they didn't care because it was just a movie just to do the next movie. It was a film just to fund the next film. Mm-hmm. But there's some magic in that,
I mean, come on, man. Look at, I'm gonna throw it out there. It's not in the echelon of RoboCop 3, but I mean, Frankenhooker.
Dude, Frankenhooker.
I'm glad nobody reeled that guy back. You want to talk about this just...
Oh my gosh.
Fucking crazy fucking movie. I think when I first saw Frankenhooker, I was like, is this a trauma film?
Yeah.
Because it almost feels like it is. It's not, right?
It wasn't? I thought
it might have been.
No, I don't think, I think you're right. I think it very much feels like it though. I mean, definitely does.
Yeah, Frankenhooker, yeah, that you want to talk about the movie practical effects.
There's effects.
Crack that blows people up when they smoke it.
Yeah. Both Frankenhooker and Street Trash, I think, are the two films I always thought were trauma, but actually aren't. And they just they belong. Like, if you're gonna do a trauma like watch party, like I think you could sneak them in there and no one would know the difference.
You definitely, yeah, I think so. It's like, I feel like if you're doing that and you show those movies, no one's gonna stop and raise their hand and be like, "Hey man, no, just don't fit."
Yeah.
Like, Dude, Frankenhooker's on. No,
yeah.
Frankenhooker's a lot of fun.
It is such a blast. I just got to see it at Mahoning on the big screen.
Man. I'm very jealous.
And it was my wife's first time watching it. Oh, it was so.
How did she feel about it?
She loved it. She loved it. And like sometimes like she has varying degrees of like the silliness and stuff. I think if something's ultra silly, she's down. If something's like kind of monetary silly and just being gross for gross, she might not be as down.
I feel like with movies, I feel like me with movies like that, it's like you gotta go. If you're gonna make a movie like that, you gotta go over the top.
You do.
Then it's like, yeah, if you like, I'm one of those people too, where it's like if you only just try and go like moderate, I'm like, yeah, it's all or nothing, man.
It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
Frankenhooker's all in as far as that.
So I have a saying in when it comes to the world of like horror movies and trading card films. So films that you just tell your friends you saw them because it's like that South Park episode where they have the VHS. You know, and it's like the one they covet. It's similar to like that attitude, right? It's like, hey, Cannibal Holocaust is a trading card film. You know, you tell your buddies you saw it because it's like you saw it, like you saw it. I saw Cannibal Holocaust. You know,
yeah.
Same with like Salo or something like that. You know,
it's that still. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like taboo almost. Like you saw that taboo movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, you saw Cannibal Holocaust. Like that's.
Yeah.
It's getting very like that pool was getting very very shallow anymore because like now it's like and you know like now it's like oh yeah so what I've seen Cannibal. Everyone's got to up that bar. I was like Cannibal Holocaust, man, that's nothing. I've seen. And then you gotta say something like really fucking out of control.
Last house on the left. You know?
Oh yeah, that's like there's something like I watched Cannibal Holocaust for the first time. Like I have me and some friends of mine. We have a thing called Murder Club.
That's dope.
And what's cool, like it's so we all get together at least like we're just a group of friends, very close, and we get together once a month. And now it's my friend Nicole's got a 4-year-old boy. I got a 2-year-old boy, so it's like it's hard. You're not gonna go over your friend's house and go throw on Cannibal Holocaust. Running around. I mean, you can do that.
You could.
You're not great parents if you do that, and I'm not. I wouldn't do that. I don't turn horror movies on when he's up. We've probably had this Murder Club thing going for like good 6 years now, I think, and my buddy Justin, who also I can't wait to get on the show, he put in like Cannibal Holocaust. So we all watched it, and I don't know. I hope one day when he comes on the show, I get him to talk about this, because like it might have been one of those things like, you ever have a movie? Because I've done it too.
Mm-hmm.
You got this movie, and like you get it like, you're that guy's gonna show all your friends like this movie, and you're like, I don't know how they're gonna take it. I know how I feel about this movie, but like you're kind of nervous.
Yeah.
Right. And we're watching it. And I'm like, oh man, yeah, this movie's. I felt more bad for because they really kill the animals in that movie. That's like the big thing about that movie.
Yeah.
Like, they really smash that turtle.
It's been 5 minutes, so I can say this. I'm a vegan, so like I can't watch I once they get to those points, I had to stop.
Yeah, like it's brutal. It's brutal. I mean, obviously it's brutal because the subject matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially if like you were one of the few people back in the 70s who saw it and thought like it was real.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they really kill those animals. That was like the hardest part to watch about that movie. Not like the, but yeah, again, it's rapey.
Yeah.
Cannibals in the, in the jungle. If you're into that sort of thing, and like, so like, we always bust his chops about like, yeah, one time we watched Cannibal Holocaust because somebody thought it was a good idea. Like it's a joke now.
Yeah.
But it was like, man, this movie's fucked up. And it's like, yeah, they really killed those fucking animals. It's terrible.
It's weird because it's one of those movies I don't know if it's weirder to watch alone or with friends. You know, it's like
I think a little bit. But you know what? It's definitely weird to watch alone.
Yeah.
You know, no judgment.
Yeah.
If it is what it is. I'm just from a personal perspective. If you're like home alone and you're like watching Cannibal Holocaust, I'm probably gonna not leave my kid with you. But like watching with friends, and like I think it really all depends on the friends. Like,
Yeah.
he watched it with us, and like I said, now it's like a gag.
Yeah.
And like we weren't gonna like no one was gonna finish that movie and be like, you fucking like this man, fucking person. Like, we weren't gonna do that.
Yeah.
And we didn't feel that way.
Yeah.
But it was just it's crazy. I don't know if someone's like. If you would have put on Serbian film, I would have left.
Yeah, another trading card film.
Left. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I got another good one. I got another, and this one. See this like, Murder Club. It was at my house because like we take turns hosting.
Yeah.
We watched Antichrist.
I haven't seen that one. Yeah.
That's a trading card film.
Yeah.
Big time.
All right.
That movie's banned from this house.
Oh.
I'll never want to see that movie again, ever. Like, you know what movie I'm talking about. But like, well, who's the...
No, I don't know. Like,
okay. There's a movie called Antichrist.
Okay.
I forget who directed it. I want to say... Like, I know who directed it, but I can't think of his name. He directed, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy who directed The House that Jack built with Matt Dillon a couple years ago. I'm trying to think of some other films he might have did. It's eluding me, but like, what if you heard his name? You'd be like, oh yeah, that guy. This movie Antichrist stars Willem Dafoe, and I forget the woman's name in it, but it's like it's a couple that are, I guess they're getting ready to go through like a divorce. I've blocked so much of the film out. So they kind of go away because I guess like they're working on the marriage or something like that.
Yeah.
And the shit just goes like really off the rails. Like they're getting real crazy, and they're getting like real, like 1 minute they're having sex with each other in the woods, and the other minute they're like trying to like. I think I'm pretty sure he cuts off like part of her vagina with scissors or
the hell
or something. Oh yeah, like it's just like it's a fucking gross fucking movie. There's one, I won't get real graphic on it, but there's one scene in that movie, and if you're a man, oh go ahead. And if you're a man, you'll get like what I'm saying, because it involves like
some Bobbit shit.
Oh yeah, and I'm just like I wanted to throw up.
Oh no.
Like, I was gonna fucking puke like watching. I was like, I never want to fucking see this movie again ever. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there like. Okay, we've seen it.
Yeah.
We never have to watch it again now.
Speaking of Bobbits, shit. And trading card movies, which I think, you know what? I think most trauma films could be almost categorized into trading card films.
Oh,
but,
good time.
But Terra Firma. You ever seen Terra Firma?
No.
That's been banned from my house. I mean, by my friends.
Oh, by your friend. Okay.
Oh yeah. As a teenager, I was obsessed with it because it was just so weird and gross. Like, it was just incredibly gross. Yeah. Ron Jeremy is in that film.
Says it all.
Says it all.
Says it all.
Yeah.
To be continued for part 2.